Hey guys, Yossi Avroni here. Welcome to the first segment of what will hopefully be a series of tutorials for 3D spinning. They will be similar to Dave Statics, which I highly recommend, by the way, but we will go in a different path. But those ones are also really useful. I also highly recommend Dan Anderson's videos on stalls and stall points, because both of those series of videos are going to help you out with what we're going to do here. A lot of this is based on the class that I taught at Kinetic last year. Anyhow, the reason I like 3D spinning so much is because when you get to a certain point, you can learn the freedom to spin in all combinations of planes, timings, and direction, and it's just like total freedom, which I just think is awesome. So this series of tutorials will focus on how to get you to have the freedom to move anywhere in all timings and directions. So yeah, the videos, we will progress somewhat quickly, but this one will be somewhat basic, and it's a way to get started, and it's a way to get us all on the same kind of level to where we are at. So coming into this, I'm assuming that you are already capable of doing a standard 4-pedal anti-spin flower in both hands and both directions, so to the right and to the left, right? I'm under the assumption that you can already do that. So from this point on, we are going to start talking about mixing anti-spins and stall points. And as you know, you have these two stall points and these two stall points and this center stall point. And all the stall points correspond to anti-spin points. Now, first thing we want to do is we're going to take a 4-pedal flower, and we're going to start at the 6 o'clock, and when we return to the 6 o'clock, we're going to stall down, and we're going to do we're going to bring this an anti-spin forward and stall back up there, right? Does that make sense? So we're going to do it without the poi first, and you're just going to start out with one hand going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. When you get to the top, you're going to stall again, and we're going to repeat the idea that we just did in the same direction. So we're going to, and I'll do this in its entirety. And I usually like to do things in a couple of ways, but when I'm starting out, it's good to do them without the poi, so you just have the physical understanding of what you're doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we're stalling here at 6 o'clock and at 12 o'clock, but otherwise we're doing all anti-spins, including the center anti-spin. So with the poi, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And you'll notice when you get back down to the bottom, it brings you right back to where you started at the beginning. So I call this a 4-2 ratio because you're doing 4 points of anti-spin on your wall plane, and you're doing only 1 point of anti-spin, but you have 2 stalls going from your 6 o'clock to your center point, 12 o'clock, and then back down. So it's a stall here and a stall there, but then you're anti-spinning right here in the middle. So I just call it a 4-2 because it makes the most sense. So once again, I'll do the pattern, and if you're having difficulties coming the other way, then just do the first part, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And when you get to the top, if you're having difficulty doing that, then just come back down to where you started again. But if you can get here comfortably and you're at the top, then continue the pattern like that. So one more time. 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right? So 4-2 idea. Now, and then I went to my right, I guess, this way, but then you want to be able to do it going that way too, and that looks like this. Yeah, made a mistake there, but you get it, right? So instead of doing the same thing, but then going the other way too. Now the next step is to do it same time, same direction with both hands, right? So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So with both hands, time, and I'll do it the other way this time so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Cool. That makes sense? Cool. The next step is to be able to do this exact idea, and you're going to do it instead of your wall plane, you're going to do it your wheel plane, right? So we're going to do the same thing with one hand in our wheel plane, which looks the exact same, but now it's in your wheel plane. Ready? And I ended up going the other direction, but one more time. Make sense? Cool. We can move on now. So that exact same idea that we just did, we were using our vertical anti-spin and stall plane, right, or your buzzsaw plane, I guess. Now we're going to do the same idea using our horizontal plane, and it's the exact same thing, but instead of anti-spinning vertically, we're going to do it horizontally. And I'm assuming that you already can do this, or something like this, right? So we're going to use that. So that same idea looks like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And now I'll do it without the poise, you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Right? And if you can do that, then when you get to your second stall point, then you can go the other direction too. I guess if that makes sense. Now, we also want to do that same time, same direction with both hands, right? 1, 2, 3. And I think I switched directions there. And with both hands, it looks like this. Right? And, oh, yeah, and you want to do that in, so we practiced that. We did it without the poi, we did it with one poi, and we do it with two poi. And now the next step is to do it in your wheel plane, which looks like this. Once again, same idea. So yeah, this was my first tutorial on 3D spinning.